That's an easy need for y'all. Y'all come here and box me up real quick, probably clip me, then go home.
As a business, I understand. I ain't gonna hate on the decision, but as a man
Your
and
pride
as
will
a
get in the way.
fighter with my integrity.
Jake Paul is training with Shakur Stevenson to prepare for his upcoming clash with Gervonta Davis. Choosing Shakur as his sparring partner helps him adapt to Tank's speed, precision, and defensive skills. After 5 years of professional boxing experience, Jake is determined to refine every aspect of his game. With unmatched confidence, he believes this intense preparation will give him the upper hand. His mission is clear: to silence critics, shock the boxing world, and prove once and for all that he deserves a place among boxing's elite warriors.
Prepare for, like you said, a guy who is shorter than you. How do you find a sparring opponent to replicate something that obviously, there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis? How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So
Wow.
Just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are...
Jake Paul's transformation from social media star to serious boxer has been nothing short of impressive. With several official wins under his belt, he's proven his growth, discipline, and focus inside the ring. Though critics remain loud, Jake's determination only grows stronger. He continues to train relentlessly, pushing his limits every day. Now, as he prepares to face Gervonta Davis, his toughest challenge yet, Jake is ready to make a powerful statement. He aims to stun the world once again, showcasing just how far his skills and dedication have come.
The world and even shock myself and show myself what I'm capable of.
When you picture how it goes down, is there something that you see yourself doing? Do you see yourself knocking him out? Do you imagine being victorious? And what would that mean for you? A guy, again, who has only been in this sport for a couple of years. You've turned it on its head. You've had a massive impact, clearly, in just a few years, but it's only been a few years. That's the bottom line.
No, exactly. This is my 5th year as a pro. And so I've had to progress faster than anyone else in the sport to be able to compete at this level and to be able to hang in there with these guys. But I do believe that I have the power and the offense to be able to walk Tank into a knockout like I've done with other opponents and set them up for it. And so I am fully confident in my ability, and I think it would be one of the craziest upsets in a long time.
Well, one of the craziest upsets ever, probably, in many people's eyes. Well, I think I saw Cardi B just put a $250,000 bet down. It was a parlay, I believe, on Aspen all over Cyril Gahn. But then for Tank to beat you, have you seen that? And what do you think about Cardi B potentially placing a $250,000 bet here?
I didn't know.
I saw it on.
Jake Paul has recently welcomed Shakur Stevenson into his training camp, a major step that shows his growing commitment to serious preparation. Stevenson himself reached out to join the camp, bringing credibility and experience to Jake's evolving training phase. To replicate Gervonta Davis's lightning-fast southpaw style, Jake has assembled a group of skilled left-handed sparring partners. This lineup helps him adapt to tricky angles, sharp footwork, and counterpunch timing that mirror Tank's rhythm. Rather than depending solely on power, Paul is now emphasizing discipline, agility, and endurance. With Stevenson's elite technical guidance, his unconventional style is transforming into something sharper and more refined. The addition of such a high-caliber fighter underscores Jake's hunger to compete and ultimately prove he belongs among boxing's elite.
We got some great guys coming in, some really experienced southpaws that are smaller. I think Montana Love is coming in. Shakur Stevenson wants to come in. Germaine Ortiz. We're going to hit up Erickson, Lubin, some of these guys. So we're just going to bring in a plethora of fighters that are fast.
Despite ongoing debates surrounding celebrity boxing, the sport's timeless appeal remains intact. Fans still gather for major fights, drawn by the nostalgia, intensity, and deep respect boxing commands. The upcoming showdown between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis has reignited passionate discussions across boxing circles. Fighter Brian Mendoza remarked that such matchups reflect the sport's natural evolution. When an athlete attracts attention and generates massive revenue, it benefits the entire industry. Boxing, he noted, has always been a business where visibility leads to opportunity, and both men have earned that spotlight. This high-profile bout has sparked global conversations, merging entertainment with competition, and keeping the sport relevant in today's fast-paced, social media-driven world. Love it or hate it, events like this remind everyone that boxing's heartbeat still echoes far beyond the ropes.
Man, it's crazy, but people getting paid off of it.
Yeah.
So if he can call any one of y'all out and y'all can get that payday, I say go get it, baby. I'm not mad at it.
For me, and I'm not mad at this move at all for Tank Davis, but I think when it comes to boxing fans, there's an essence that comes with this sport, and it's an essence that hasn't been lost, unlike other sports. For an example, with football, we come from the hitting days.
Yeah.
Can't hit nowadays. You know what I mean? So boxing hasn't lost its essence. You know, they're trying to make it safer and all those sorts of things, but there's still this pureness to boxing that really doesn't exist in sports anymore, but it's still there with boxing. I think that's why people have such a problem with this kind of move from Tank Davis.
Is it more the heart? How do you guys feel being boxers?
Man, like once you hear the numbers, I'm like they're talking like I don't know the official one. They're talking about 100 mil.
Oh, damn.
They're talking about these insane numbers. Like I'm gonna be like, don't take that. I'm not gonna tell another man not to take that type of check, especially for something like that. It's not on your official record. It's an exhibition. I'm not gonna lie here and act like I'm not gonna say yes to 100 million or something like that. But I do see exactly what you're saying about the essence of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would kind of separate a little more because exhibitions have always been a thing. There's always been an argument.
Right.
But they're just selling it like a real fight almost.
Right.
So I think that maybe if we could create a better like distinction, more of a difference,
right,
there might be less hate on it. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not going to tell Tank not to take that fight.
And I said this last year. I said create a influencer title and let those guys fight over there in the influencer world. They can live the world and the life of...
The evolving landscape of modern boxing continues to blur the lines between entertainment and pure competition. Shakur Stevenson's surprising decision to reach out and train with Jake Paul has become a lightning rod for discussion, symbolizing the collision of two worlds, the purest traditions of boxing and the social media-driven era of spectacle. While critics label Stevenson's move as opportunistic, others see it as a smart business play in a sport where exposure equals opportunity. After all, boxing has always been about more than pride. It's about securing legacy, financial stability, and relevance in a rapidly changing industry. The comparison between Shakur's collaboration with Jake Paul and Boots Ennis supporting Canelo Alvarez highlights a deeper truth about today's boxing scene. Relationships and influence matter as much as skill. Ennis's connection to Canelo stems from mutual respect and prior associations, while Stevenson's link to Jake was purely professional, bridging traditional skill with mainstream visibility. Yet, both instances reveal the same core principle. Every fighter, no matter how elite, must navigate between integrity and business. In the ring, pride may drive a man, but outside of it, survival and prosperity dictate choices. As voices in the boxing community argue over purity versus popularity, one fact remains undeniable: crossover fights are redefining the sport. The clash between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis may draw controversy, but it also fuels attention, injects money, and keeps boxing relevant to millions of new viewers. Analysts and promoters understand that without evolution, boxing risks fading in a world ruled by digital entertainment. Stevenson's involvement, therefore, isn't betrayal, it's adaptation, a reflection of how even the most technical fighters must evolve with the times. Whether you side with tradition or embrace the new wave, one thing is certain: this moment marks a turning point for boxing. The stage is set, the tension is real, and history is about to be rewritten inside those ropes. Stay tuned, because the fight world is changing faster than ever, and you don't want to miss a second of it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on every twist, rivalry, and knockout moment in the fight game.